Hi there. So today I just wanted to talk about is AI uh, threatening your creativity and your intelligence and your originality. So the thing is that lately I was just having a kind of conversation with all of my friends on in a cafe, and all of a sudden I just started asking them about what they're using for assistance in their day-to-day activities that they do in their office, in their personal area. So the surprise, I was quite surprised at the stuff that what they said it to me. So they were like, no, we don't want to talk about this AI stuff because um, we find it very vulnerable talking about AI stuff. And even though what I felt is that even though they would be using AI in their own life, but they didn't want to talk about it. I actually do not understand why, but then I just got a lot of twists and turns in the communication and conversation that we are having. And lastly, I got to know that they find it vulnerable to talk about it because they, in some corner of their mind, actually think that AI would be diminishing their originality, their creativity. At least, if not they, then this is how others would uh, perceive them, as if they say that using this and that stuff for their daily work and all this sort of things. So I was a kind of astonished because I speak in my uh, friend circle very clearly and very openly about what AI tools am I using and how am I using. So I was actually struck by this idea that they would be thinking this, because when I am using this AI thing, I don't feel that it diminishing my originality and my creativity, because I have to use even though it is giving me a lot of things uh, as a content, but then to extract such kind of things I have to give a lot of prompts. I have to give a sequential prompts. I have to give a well thought uh, question so that I would get the correct answer. Because as a developer we knew that we already know that, even which is not known to them because they are not from the technical background. So as a developer we know that there are some libraries involved which takes your phrases as the question, and they correlate that to the answers that are stored in that database. So this database is essentially very large at the industrial level. We, as a side project, we use a small database where we congregate all these answers. At least this is what I did in my initial days when I heard about AI and specifically chat gpt. But in the industrial section there would be like a lot of a very huge database would be involved, and there would be filtering the data would be um, a more diversified, I can say it in a more precise way. So it's just doing that. You give the prompt and you set the intent, you set what you want, and it gives you the response what is stored in the database. And um, so in real time it of course pulls from Google's database. I don't know exactly what is happening over here, but I feel that this would be the thing that would be that it would be doing, because sometimes it searches in the web, sometimes it updates its memory. So all these sort of things to occur in a proper way, we have to give the well thought prompt or well thought question or well thought content from our side, so that it can react to it in a proper way and give us the proper result. So basically this requires originality, I don't think in no way our originality is compromised in here. And um, your intelligence is also not diminished, your sense of knowledge about knowing things. Suppose um, you do not know anything about the subject, you are given an assignment about a completely new thing you got to understand. In general uh, use case, what you will do, you will search Google. Google is also a kind of chat GPT if you think it in a different perspective, where the responses through the web pages, here the web pages are embedded somewhere in the database, so it's all the same thing. It's just been represented in a very different manner, so that's why it is hitting the mind in a different layer, and we are assuming that it is diminishing the originality and the intelligence and the knowledge and the usual use case that we want to do. So coming back to the point, um, coming back what we are coming back to what we are speaking about. um, so here we have a topic where we do not know anything about it. So this is here we'll give some well thought prompts so that we will be able to extract all the possibilities of the um, response that we want with that we would be getting from the chat GPT. So, or any AI tool, to be more precise. So this first prompt, when the subject area is not known, is somewhat that requires your originality. Suppose I want to find out how I can adjust 1 million users, 1 million concurrent users at a website, visiting at a website that I have developed, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I'll ask that I want to do this, then tell me the ways what we want to do. So it will give you all the options. One of the options would be definitely to introduce a cache system. So then you go to the yes, this is the thing that I want to implement, because it is there in your mind, because all the other things would have been implemented by some of your fellows. That does not require it. It's just a rehearse of the activities that ChatGPT is giving you, and then you are ending up watching this thing is not been implemented, and then you want to do this thing. So then you ask about the cache system. It gives you information about the cache system right from the code. And even when we consider that, even my developer friends, we do discuss whether we should be using the code from ChatGPT or not. But first of all, let's say we want to look at an array, and there are various kinds of stuff that we can do. The same thing we will be getting from the Stack Overflow previously, and ChatGPT is just searching that same wave and giving us a kind of congregated information to uh, present presented at one place. So that's what it is doing. Otherwise it's just diminishing your time searching stuff. That search stuff is what it is doing, nothing else. It is not creating any new thing. It's not in reinventing the wheel. It's not doing anything. It's just, there are algorithms, there are searching algorithms on the internet, which it search and then congregated the value and presented at one place. That's what it does. Even not only with code searching, but also with many with all the things that we search on Google, that gets implemented internally in ChatGPT. So this is one thing. And there is another thing. So with this we knew that there are two kinds of searches. One is targeted search, where you know exactly what you want to implement, and another one is vague search, where you do not know about the subject. You will be given a chain of thoughts by ChatGPT. First of all, it will ask you certain questions. Now I will come to a very different point on this, so let me just finish this up. I don't want to mix up things over here. So um, it will ask you certain questions, certain validatory questions, on based on which it will give you the options, and then it will give you a chain of thoughts, and out of the thoughts you have to choose, or you have to be very 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 sequential on what thoughts you are going to choose from here. That will give you a targeted search, and then you can narrow down this targeted search as much as you can.